champions because we saw them left open quite a bit, which added to LGD's 3-0 scoreline. However, LGD going back to a fan favorite for Peanut with that Graves lock in.
Remember, Ning plays this as well, so it's also a nice takeaway. We might see an early jungle from IG. Remember that they do have a couple of flexes they can play on, as is the IG way. The Jhin first pick, a thing they're also talking about on desk is that, well, you know, we didn't see Jhin into the Ashe yesterday, but they want to take it since the Ashe is not there.
Yeah, the Ashe is gone, the Caitlyn is gone. In the LPL, Jhin does ride to prominence there, so maybe we'll see a Senna pick come in for Kramer in that bottom lane, but okay, TheShy is
how
like,
unhappy he is.
Hey, look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's just slam it straight off the bat. But this is a huge amount of engage on the IG side of things, so I want to see what they're going to work with here, if they want to just add something like an Orianna into the mix here for Rookie, a strong dominant lane matchup, or go for this long-range poke with the Zoe and the Jhin that can be so difficult to deal with.
I just like that for Invictus Gaming, they found a recipe. You know, TheShy was playing things like the AD cannon and going downhill. He died 23 times within 3 games, and the Ornn was the answer to that at the very least. But for LGD, an AD carry they've loved throughout the regular season.
Now I want to see what Langx goes for here, because I was going to wait and see if he wanted to go towards something like the Camille in that top lane to go against the Ornn. We have seen Langx start to bring that out, but when you're not able to guarantee something like the Galio, because it can be banned away by IG in this next side, they're not comfortable going for that straight off the bat. So opting in towards this Volibear, strong top laner, can bully the Ornn in a lot of circumstances, plus with that Ezreal on the bottom side, sets up Langx and Peanut to play through this top lane.
Very, very true. On the other side, though, for the jungle, it's going to be Ning on the Lee Sin. Remember, we saw this in the 4th or 5th game, if my memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, we saw in the 4th game, and he looked real damn good. Even though he got set behind in the early stages, it didn't matter. Ning was able to come back through strong lane pressure, giving him the opportunity to just take over this game.
You know, you're going to hear me a lot this game, Dagd. Instead of calling him Bruce Lee, it's going to be Ning Lee coming onto the Rift for game number 1 at the very least. Galio's going to be banned. We've got an ultra mid laner in LGD. Banning Rookie Zoe. His Orianna, you mentioned, is still open. Let's see if that
I imagine
goes next.
it'll be the Orianna next. Going towards that mid lane, just trying to get something easy for the Xiye matchup. Xiye and both Rookie can still go towards something like the Syndra, though. That still works quite well in both compositions. So we'll have to see if that Syndra either gets through or if it's taken off the board alongside the Orianna here. But LeBlanc is going to be put towards Xiye, which I'm kind of surprised at. We haven't seen a huge amount of LeBlanc through Xiye. He's only got 2 games of it so far and hasn't won anything with it either.
It's kind of funny, though, because both these mid laners are credited within the LPL. Xiye's been to Worlds, Rookie's been to Worlds. Remember, Xiye made the semi-finals on the WE roster that had 957 in 2017. So both very accredited, pay the respect and the tax of Rookie. Also paid with that Orianna final ban.
Yeah, it feels like, though, when we look at LGD's side, they very much set up for a composition that they're comfortable on. The lads talked about the Kramer tax. Well, this is the perfect champion where you can just funnel a bunch of resources into this Ezreal. You don't have to pay too much attention to him. He can just continue to farm up. And then they start to donate a lot of those turret plates and towers across to Kramer in that bottom side as well. So just giving him a little bit of time to ramp up. However, Rookie eyeing up this Azir. And now, I know people who don't watch the LPL are going to, okay, it's last second change, but we still see Rookie going towards this lane-dominant champion, the Syndra that we talked about. A lot of push power, a lot of opportunities to win that mid-jungle 2v2, and then work with Ning to move elsewhere on the map.
Give a lot of space means that Puff has a bit more safety as well with that scat of the week. Meanwhile, though, LGD have other ideas with the Ekko mid to run into that counter matchup. Things we've talked about quite a lot here so far in the league. And Game 1 has juicy draft. That's what I like. We call that JD. We've already made it to Worlds. What do we have in the bottom lane to partner up with the Ezreal is now what LGD are thinking.
I'd love to see the looks. I think in a lot of situations here, you're going to be able to play from pretty far back, trying to punish and push back against this Jhin in the bottom side of the map, but instead, they want to unlock Mark from this bottom side, get this Leona out nice and early, and oftentimes when we see something like Kramer on this out in the bottom side, LGD will have Mark at level 4 roam through this mid lane and try and help set up Xiye for success.
Mark has been playing better and better, as the desk also talked about. Safety for the Jhin. I mean, he's going to have a front line through the Ornn, Ning with disrupting powers alongside Rookie, and the Tahm Kench side kind of solidifies the draft. This is a very standard draft. We've seen IG do this in Game 4 and 5 yesterday versus FPX, but a different tempo this time around, Dagda.
The Tahm Kench, though, does throw a wrench into the works here for LGD. They had the opportunity to go for some of these team fights with the likes of the Leona and this Volibear, setting up nicely for Xiye. However, because that Tahm Kench, the assassination potential from Xiye is pretty much out the window. So instead, I imagine LGD are going to be playing this kind of 1-3-1 stall, with IG looking to see if they can find these team fights, particularly around these early objectives.
Also note that for LGD, the dive there is very insane. Volibear does it best with an Ekko, with a Leona. And the favorite part for me, you know, coming out of draft into this game one is the story. Now, a lot of fans will be tuning in thinking, well, only one of these teams go to Worlds, they go to play-ins, but IG are on a bit of a win streak here. Worlds 2018 granted, but 2019 they made it to the semi-finals as the final seed. They're trying to do that here again today, the 4th seed on the line, where LGD, it's been 5 long years. We remember the last time they were at Worlds. It did not look good. They're in the group with TSM. They didn't even make it out, Dagda. It was absolutely, let's just say, mediocre play. And as we enter Summoner's Rift, that roster of Acorn Flame, God v Imp, PYL, they're looking on saying, can they do it again? Can they break the curse? Or is IG's streak too strong? And their regional finals buff flying into Summoner's Rift as we enter the series, the final one of the LPL 2020 summer. There's no Jayos, you know why? The crowd, they're packing their bags as they get to the arena. We've got to go to Worlds.
It's the last game, our last series even of the LPL. So we're all out of oil. No more adding oil to this. But the fire's still burning deep in both LGD and IG, trying to see if they can push themselves forward to that world stage once more. When I look at these two teams, though, I definitely see IG, through Ning, looking towards these early objectives, like that Dragon on the bottom side, working with the push power that Puff should have on this bottom lane, and Rookie in this mid lane. When I look over at LGD, though, I feel like a lot of their attention is going to be towards this top side of the map. We already talked about the pressure Peanut can work with for Langx in the top side, and also Mark roaming towards mid to help out Xiye.
Yeah, Mark crucially going to be there on the Leona. That's something we will talk about throughout the series. All right, Invictus Gaming fans of the English side, you need to settle down. Things could be closer than they seem. But of course, IG, as of recently, have the fans basis at, you know, a lot of new fans, including myself, right? I wasn't around in 2015 to see LGD lose, but that was 5 years ago, Dagda, and they may not know that LGD did actually go to Worlds. Old organization in the LPL, IG, of course, older, but as of recently have really hit their strides. Junglers starting on opposite sides of the map, though. Pay attention, though, to the warding that's been put down top side by Invictus Gaming. Defensive towards their red side jungle, one in river as well, while Rookie and Xiye are just throwing Qs at each other.
Nice job from Xiye to trade back, though. Does have to use that Time Wander as much as possible to poke Rookie, but also push the wave as well. Because you can see Rookie, he's having a great time here. As Xiye moves in to try and CS, he's going to be able to land these Dark Spheres. So you've got to be very careful as Xiye that you're using your mana and your health efficiency. Yeah,
wait for that parallel convergence, the phase dive, get on top of Rookie, and then get that Z-Drive resonance to get out with the movement speed. As we look at bottom side, it's a level 2 first hit for Mark. And Kramer, good poke coming out as Puff takes the brunt of it. It is a Tahm Kench, so you'll heal up eventually, but this is a nice start for the bottom lane of LGD.
And it's nice to see Kramer and Mark getting a little bit more aggressive, because as we looked in the regular split, they were players that wouldn't actually go for these aggressive trades, even if they hit the level 2 first. Now, though, Kramer and Mark are starting to ramp up, adding a couple of duo lane kills for themselves as well, and this is what I wanted to see from Kramer and Mark when I got these two on paper.
That's what I want to see in 2019, right? Kramer was such a driving force of LGD that we got into 2020, and the fact that he was mediocre with the new roster put together was kind of disappointing. He's ramped up back again to the form of last year, and we're kind of getting that remnants of a freak of freaks Kramer that I knew and loved as we're looking towards the mid lane. Peanut's going to help shove out this wave that's building for Rookie. Nice scatter of the week to do some damage. Well, Rookie will be able to push this and get a good back timing as well.
Yeah, and just with Peanut, I thought he was going to help shove the wave a little bit harder there, try and stop Rookie from being able to walk back to lane, but looks like at least Xiye will be able to shove this wave in and force that TP anyway.
But just note, there is a CS lead that's sizable in the mid lane, already building up. Rookie's going to burn the TP, as mentioned, and Dagda, Peanut's here once again to help shove. This just could be tax time for Peanut. Maybe he's a bit hungry, needs to feed his family.
But this is what we talked about. In these early stages, Mark loves to group up with Peanut, get these aggressive invades off or set up through mid lane. And it looks like at the moment it's just to help secure this bottom scuttle crab, but expect this to be a story that we see a lot in this series as Mark gets unlocked from bottom.
It's kind of funny, right? Because Baolan and Ning will often link up as well. What we saw in the FPX series towards the end was exactly that. As smoke screen down, Ning got a really nice sonic wave. It is 3 versus 3s. The deadly flourish is dodged away from. Crucially, because Peanut was quite low, and Ning was ready to go back on him with that double longsword advantage, so LGD back away.
It is interesting, though, how, as you talked about, for that bottom lane, unlocking the support is important on both sides, but it's how they use that, right? Because we see Mark working with Peanut to invade or go towards mid lane, whereas for Baolan, it's been very much about grouping with Ning, going towards TheShy in the top lane, or Rookie in the mid instead. So we'll have to see if Baolan, especially on this Tahm Kench, if he's able to have as much pressure as Mark in these early stages. Maybe when he gets to level 6 and has access to that Abyssal Voyage, things will change up a bit.
Yeah, you really want to rely on that if you're Puff, like, all right, Baolan, stay with me for a little bit. Jungle pathing still very important. Ning heading up towards the top side, because you could just see on your screen, Langx has pushed up. He's a little bit low on mana. And TheShy has him at his turret, so let's see what Ning does. Scuttle control is to Peanut, though, in this topside river.
I think what we're going to see Ning do is clear out this topside jungle, back around about the same time as Puff and Baolan, and then start to use the pressure that Puff and Baolan have bot side to go towards something like this dragon, because you want to be using the advantages you have from items of Puff in shoving that wave to set up for these early dragons.
But at the very least, we're seeing Mark link up with Peanut once again. Level 3 Leona, who only has tier 1 boots. As Peanut now spotted out in a ward, so Ning is getting ready, wants to take this Krug away. Secures it here with the Sonic Wave as smoke screen flies down. Peanut now has the skirmishing smite with a longsword, while there's still only double longsword for Ning, who's backing away. TheShy's not going to be out in time, and he has no mana.
Yeah, you do have Baolan, though, who has recalled, moving up towards his top side, so we'll be able to answer for this dive with multi-members here.
And Ornn can fit in his mouth, even though logically it doesn't make sense. 3 versus 3 in the top side. TheShy has regained some of his mana with the pot. Sonic Wave is taken. Peanut takes a tongue lash to the face, and Baolan says he tastes like a mafia man as the flash burn immediately. Peanut gets knocked up on the backside, and Langxing's ultimate is not going to hit it. You see Rookie tries to predict over the wall, but it doesn't matter anyway. Ning matches, and it's first blood while Invictus Gaming won a little bit more, but TheShy sees a wall while Baolan sees a flash. And Peanut manages to get out. IG still hungry, but they've already won the fight.
LGD needs to back away from that way faster. You already saw that there was 2 members there from IG. Rookie has that permanent shove in mid lane as well, so he gets to react first. And we're not done though.
Flash here with the Zenith Blade, parallel convergence, a bit shy though as Xiye
as well.
Ekko, and Langxing, you mentioned, comes on in, smashes down. Ning getting low with the Ignite, but manages to get away with the TP matching. Xiye though flashes in with the phase dive, but Scout of the Week was beautiful. He can't use his ulti until on top of Rookie, but that's not where you want to be. Rookie again. Highlight play while Baolan keeps the rest of the team busy. We're going to full on fight up in this top side because Baolan going to be the next target. A 1-for-1 trade in the end, but IG won a little bit more. Rookie has enough mana to follow this one, Dagda.
I can't believe we're still going. TheShy doesn't quite get the knock-up.
Doesn't
Ning's
play
to
much
hover
on
on the side.
Yes, he does not. As he's got full health bar, he's got a full mana bar, no flash, wants to bring in the rest of LGD. Ning's trying to find his way in. The Zenith Blade connects onto Rookie. TheShy kind of thought, boys, are we doing this or not? As True Shot Barrage, will it kill anyone? Ning? Oh my lord.
No, it just gives him a free leash. It was just like, all right, you know what? Things got a bit funky up there. Let's just peace.
Good word for it.
Here's a little bit of a gift across to make things a little bit easier. But, I mean, look, IG get a great turnaround on that topside gank, which I thought they were just going to call it quits at that point, especially when Ning got out with a sliver of HP. Just take your victory and go. However, they go that little bit too aggressive, end up giving kills back over. When all is said and done, it's 2-2 apiece.
Yes, it is. And the kill started by IG, but ended by LGD. Good to see that they weren't just willing to take the loss and back away and probably play this out slower, right?
The biggest loser in this, though, is TheShy, because he's really struggling against this Volibear, and although they do get some of the turnaround pressure on towards LGD, he still lost a lot of gold and experience to that tower while all those shenanigans were going on.
And while we go across the board, just note that 80 carries stayed in their lane, so both level 6 now, while the supports match the roams and match the fight. And individual benefactors, Rookie does pick up a kill, so he gets the early magic pen, plus has 3 stacks on the Dark Steel with the Sapphire Crystal. And TheShy being Ornn, okay, you know, down a little bit, but still Ornn, while an early phage for Langxing with a dagger in hand feels pretty good. So I like that you pull out the CS advantage there. There is a small one brewing for Rookie in the mid lane. We have a dragon to start the rift off, as there always is. You know, he's very punctual. I'm curious as to who starts it, because vision shared by both at the moment.
I honestly thought we'd see IG putting a little bit more pressure down towards this objective, as we talked about. Pushing mid, pushing bot, it's easy for Ning to sneak in there, but because of that play topside, Ning just hasn't had much of an opportunity to go for this objective. And now, with those recalls coming in, LGD are actually the ones that can start this up. And when we look at LGD's composition, they spike really hard in the mid game, just off of those 2 items. So the fact that they're already getting this ball rolling with these couple of early dragons bodes well when IG will be the later spiking composition.
At least when LGD have that Ezreal, that Ekko. Even around the objective right now, Ning wants to stop the Herald and go for Langx up in the top lane. Now Langx probably has an idea that it's being traded as Mark gets full vision. And Ning might just want to take the scuttle and bring the rest of the boys over and continue this one off.
This could still go a little bit sideways, though, so I'm holding my breath to see exactly how this one works out. There's
You might
the
be
stun.
saying that a lot this game. Xiye going into ulti. No!
Whoa!
Just gets kicked in the face, then Baolan licks it.
That was so much damage that came out incredibly quickly. Between Baolan and Ning just knowing exactly how much damage they can do, he doesn't even have time to use the ult to get back out. And with that kill, IG secured this rift.
He wanted to be preemptive, but Ning kind of just kicked straight away, and Baolan was there waiting as Peanut for the contest onto Rift Herald. We got more fighting, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we came for. Into the line onto Baolan, doesn't fully connect. Sonic Wave needs to get the smite down. Rift Herald will go over to IG while Call the Forge God doesn't find anyone, in fact, on the backside. It will go onto Mark while it's a full-on fight, but IG, health bar disadvantage while Langx flies on in. The bear smells honey, and it tastes so good as well. As Rookie in this pit wants to kite around, but Xiye, with ultimate available, should have this one in the bag. Rookie has no ult himself, and even with the scout of the week, the phase dive at the ready while TheShy bellows breath to nobody. Teleport out. Rookie, will he die in time? No! Set drive residence and LGD match the IG tempo.
The TP from Xiye was enough to turn that fight back around. The man advantage is no more for IG, and LGD do a great job of getting all that AoE damage down on the right targets.
And those spikes are going to be coming so damn quick now. 2 kills for Xiye, who started the game off with some early deaths. And that bear got himself closer towards the Trinity Force. LGD have turret plating available too, and Baolan can't stop this one. Bit of more gold into Xiye's pocket, and a great start for LGD to counteract.
Well, we're going to get a relook at Ning's play here, and just knowing their damage so well there, being able to combo that. But here's the replay where Xie's able to come back in. That Call of the Forge God not hitting onto Peanut was a bit of a mistake from TheShy. They're not able to burst out multi-members here on LGD quick enough. Langx getting a heap of damage off as well, and Xiye, because Rookie has no ultimate, is free to just play around him in this pit.
And I just love the fact that LGD were willing to take the risk, willing to take the fight that could have gone either way. Herald was picked up by IG. That's the only benefactor, is it gets a charge on the bottom side and gives some gold to Puff, who, alongside Kramer, has just been sitting and farming while all these shenanigans have been going on. So LGD versus Suning, remember, they kind of just laid down and accepted their fate. This time around versus IG, they've adapted well, and Game 1 is a bloody start.
And LGD is a team that needs to get off to these early starts. They don't really have the best mid-game shot calling if they don't have a lead, and Ning wants to make sure they're not getting a lead.
Phase dive was used, parallel convergence is here for the stun, but Ning dodges away, walks out. Meanwhile, flash is here from Xiye. Has the Chrono Break available, but the flash is going to be burnt instead. Xiye now with no summoners.
And that means Xiye has to be a little bit careful in this lane as well, because if you get another setup coming through from the likes of Ning with Rookie getting the stun, you are very much in danger of going down. LGD, though, realizing Ning has exited stage left, will move in towards the jungle. Puff will spot them out.
Got a bit of information. It's LGD who are trying to set up for more turret plating in the bottom side. And you can see while Ning is camping around mid looking for Rookie to accelerate, Peanut is kind of hovering around this bottom lane once again. Trying to get some more gold into Kramer. The Kramer tax, you know, paid through the laning phase itself. Hasn't really been given over yet, you know. Let's call turret platings like, what is it? GST. Do you have GST in Ireland?
I have no idea what GST is.
It's a government state tax.
Oh, no.
Right, so it's automatically put on 10% of everything in the goods in Australia.
Oh, yeah, we could just call it VAT, value-added tax.
But we don't see it. Everywhere, the price is there, and it's always put in. It's not like America where you pay on top. That's ridiculous. It's just there. And, you know, that's the GST, the turret plating lane. We're waiting for these kills to come across to Kramer with the Manamune already and the Cull stacking up with 40 kills left from ready.
And I think those early turret plates are the most interesting thing about LGD, because the Rift Tower control has actually been abysmal all split long. They have like the third lowest objective control in general.
Oh, hang on. You ready for a Volibear solo kill? Ulti there. TheShy doesn't get the knockup call. The Ford got flushed away from. But Langx easy does it.
He's a big old bear in that top lane. Triforce finished, and TheShy feeling the pain. And this is just Langx, who we always kind of looked at as like a lane. He's okay in lane. He's kind of the wall. It's not like he's going to lose too heavily, but he's not going to win overall. He's been looking absolutely great.
Full shot comes in. Ning just kicks him into a wall. Sonic Wave resonating strike. Ning the savior. Last turret shot doesn't take, but Mark is under the wall. Baolan spits him out to save his life as he sacrifices his own. Heals up. Ning takes an extra turret shot, and Baolan flashes away. Now, that was almost a goods and service tack, to reiterate my mistake before. But Kramer ends up going down.
That was a little bit dicey, I will definitely say. Ning not expecting to have to tank that up. Puff does use the heal to keep him alive. But overall, still the play going in favor of IG. And with not really much else on the map that Peanut can try and respond with, it's actually just an IG win overall.
Rookie managing to get out from the parallel convergence. We've got so much blood on the Rift. And this is exactly how I wanted to start the series. I say that a lot, but the problem is that we have a lot of teams who are this heavy into skirmishing. Meanwhile, Peanut is going to be starting up the second dragon and setting up for an Infernal or a Cloud Rift. If you're LGD, an Infernal Rift would be a blessing from above.
But either way, like, let's look at the timing here for LGD, right? Because they've just got 2 dragons. Look, I know it's a Cloud Soul, but either way, if you still look at the 4th dragon in, just how much power it brings, I mean, you still got, like, the 2 item spikes coming in really well. So, as you have this Triforce into a death stance for the Volibear, you've almost got your 2 items complete on Ezreal, something like a Lich Bane coming in from the Ekko. That's when you can fight for these dragons. You are so damn strong as LGD, whereas IG are still waiting for multiple items to come in on towards this crit 80 carry and towards the likes of TheShy in the top lane, who's been set so far behind.
Peanut setting up for mid. Parallel convergence here again, but the scatter of the week keeps Xiye from getting near. Protobelt used. The wave's going to push in. Kramer now groups up, setting up for this Rift Herald. Everyone's going to be here. Puff's even moving up as well, while Mark and Peanut get deep vision. Setting up around this one. TheShy just needs not to die here, Dagger, I'd say, but Mark coming up could end that. Solar Flare put on down. He bellows rest in time. But there's the Zenith Blade. And TheShy at the start of the series named something more iconic as he goes 0-4.
At least it's not 1-10 like his Kennen yesterday.
Not yet.
Silver lining, silver lining.
It's 16 minutes. He's died 4 times in competitive game, Dagda. There is no silver lining here.
Look, TheShy, for all we give him, saying how good he is, how individually strong, all those solo kills. I think he's 3rd in the league right now with 21 solo kills. He has the most deaths in the LPL as well. So it's TheShy give it, TheShy take it, all right?
But Dagda, look, even though he's got more career deaths than kills, the thing is, TheShy just like, throughout every series at the moment, we're not calling him the best top laner because of things like this. He has high highs, but he has mighty low lows, and recently we've been seeing more of the low lows, and because of that, LGD get themselves a free Rift Herald. There's already a 1k gold lead for the team that's hitting these spikes you mentioned. Now with the Rift Herald, give it to one of your players with a bounty.
And don't forget, we're also talking about how LGD, they have the opportunity to play through these side lanes as well if they want, especially as like you've got the double TP, Xiye being able to play very aggressive, and now you've got this massive Volibear in the top lane as well. So if they want to try and spread out on the map and then use these teleports to pick members of IG off, there is definitely that opportunity to go for it.
As we reset on the map, note that Rift Herald in the hands of Peanut. All right, Puff just going to take that one, of course. And Puff close towards that second item you mentioned. As going forward with the Arcane Shift. Nice from Kramer. Herald's going to be placed down as well, so there's no threat with Langx moving in. This mid turret could just be kaput.
Yeah, and Puff isn't running cleanse, so the likes of Mark off on the wings here is actually going to put a lot of threat on.
What happened in the bottom side? The ultimate was used by Xiye, who teleported in. We're just getting a little picture-in-picture there. Ning came down to save the life of his mid laner.
I think it was just ult for ult when we look at Rookie and Xiye, so I think it was just trading ults, which is kind of standard. I mean, whenever you see the Syndra ult come out as an Ekko, that's when you hit your own OR button just to cancel out that damage and not really get caught out by any of the Syndra issues.
Right now, Ekko in a side lane feels pretty good. Xiye with a level advantage over Rookie. And Langx getting the highlight in the bottom of our screen. That is the gold difference over TheShy. He's 1,400 gold over this Ornn. and 7 CS a minute. Of course, CS is not the highlighting factor. The kills are, and the items that he's heading towards, with the Righteous Glory coming second.
And this means we are going to see LGD grouping for these fights, Xiye looking for these flanks, because when you go with this build, you're not looking to try and 1v1 anyone. Definitely looking to amplify that speed on which the Volibear can enter these fights.
Can't wait for the flanking position of Xiye. Lichbane almost completed there, and his ability to take down turrets now exemplified as well. LGD managed to hold on to their mid lane turret, while IG just wants some gold back in their pocket.
And this is where LGD have looked strongest, is when they have a lead like this, that's where their mid-game shot calling from ahead is actually super strong, particularly with how Xiye likes to move around the map, moving these side lanes into, or the waves into positions that are really favorable for LGD before grouping with the team. However, if they start to fall behind, that's where we can start to see the issues.
Are you ready for another dragon though, sir? Because LGD have just snuck them away 2 times in a row, but this time around IG are resetting for this one.
And this is why I wanted to see IG play a little bit heavily, more heavily at least, through that bot side of the map.
Yeah.
Because you had that pushing lane from Puff, you had the pushing lane from Rookie. It's very easy for Ning to use that double wave pressure to move in towards this dragon pit, get at least 1 to 2 dragons for himself. However, because he hasn't set that up, you can see this mid-game spike from LGD is now allowing them to just accumulate so many of these dragon objectives.
I mean, Ning needs a flank to get a pick, maybe find Xiye, or just one of those insane kicks that we've seen. Hovering on the outskirts of this fog of war, but deep vision set up by LGD, and it hasn't been cleansed. Cleared, that's the word. Cleansing vision sounds pretty naughty. As Rookie with the Scout of the Week once again, Ning ready to go in. Parallel convergences are a great zoning tool, as Peanut now in the pit waiting for the rest of LGD to show up. He quick draws out, and IG are actually in river with a bit of priority here.
But you do have Xiye in a great position. He's in a flank, Langx on another side. You just sandwich IG in the middle.
I told you I was looking forward to this. Peanut walks in easy still from Ning. Doesn't even get the smite down as FaZe dive with that parallel convergence. Means Ning gets low. Baolan in a horrible position. TheShy call the Forge God to disengage. We have a damage graph dagger. We're better than the LCK now. As Ning actually turns this fight around. The curtain call lined in, but Xiye, you're right. He's such a busy boy. We'll die to Rookie in the end as the 3v3 is all we have left standing. Mark at half health. Puff has that crit available. The Deadly Flourish doesn't connect, but Mark is 1 shot away and sacrifices his life while LGD lost the fight.
Well, we say that we might be better at the LCK with our damage graph. IG say they're better than LGD when it comes to team fights. So well executed with TheShy, having this great call of the Forge God across multiple members, splitting out LGD and making it so difficult for them to try and manage this rustle and tussle of moving parts as Kramer is separated from the squad and can't deal the damage alongside Xiye.
Because there are a lot of moving parts in that last fight, and I'm waiting for the replay purely because it was individual play after individual play. That's what we say with Invictus Gaming, but LGD already showing us they can do the same in this first game.
And this is where a great steal from Peanut. We call him the King of Thieves for a reason. Xiye going in to get this aggressive play, but this is where it all starts to fall apart a little bit. Kramer and Peanut get caught on the far side of that call of the Forge God as Xiye and Langx go in. So IG deal with the front line first, deal with this assassin as well, and again, TheShy zoning this back line out. So although LGD are at a point in time where their item spikes are online, they actually just can't have an opportunity to deal the damage from Kramer and Peanut.
It was really nicely cut out from Puff and Rookie. And in the end as well, you know, Kramer dealing with TheShy, and I actually think a 0 for Ornn here on TheShy's that double Scout of the Week. Holy moly, Rookie. Sonic Wave connects. Peanut has to flash away. That was night level stuff coming from the mid laner of IG.
This is why we're battling all split long with who is actually the best mid laner in the LPL, Rookie or Knight. And Rookie was making a damn good case for himself, and you can see these plays that consistently come out from this mid laner. We even saw it yesterday as well, where his Zoe was immaculate.
LPL Syndra is at a new high, even though it is a meme to say that R is an outplay, as Puff using that false shot to help get the turret. Langx can't defend, and IG with a bit more gold. Even after that fight, they're down, however, with 22 minutes on the clock and a 1,500 gold lead. LGD still consistent. The
big thing is, though, TheShy's about to hit that level 14, so he can start dishing out a couple of these Ornn items. We're starting to see Puff ramp up into these crit items as well. He'll be going for the Infinity Edge next here. So although we're nearly even when it comes to gold, IG are ahead in their composition where it starts to really shine.
Spellbinder now picked up for Rookie, 2 items and a half for Puff. Crucially note that this is the 3rd game in a row we've seen in 2 days of TheShy and Ornn, and he really likes Iceborne Gauntlet, no matter the composition.
I don't mind it too much in this situation, because if Xiye is trying to take down TheShy, I mean, IG have already won the fight because all that damage has been soaked up by the tank. So itemizing in towards a lot more armor does make sense here for TheShy, who has to tank up the likes of Kramer, Langx and Peanut upwards.
Just missed that Majora's Mask, as he's now got his 2 items. We are starting to upgrade across the board in the following levels. Meanwhile, Langx with that Righteous Glory might have to use it soon because the next dragon's coming up. It is Soul for LGD. The Cloud Soul going to lead to an early Elder, and LGD could play with that so easily. While the Baron also there as an optimal advantage that could be taken. And IG still skirmishing around for picks, trying to angle between vision.
They're trying to see if they can get Xiye up towards his top side as well. Has that teleport available, and when you get into a situation where Xiye can shove out these long waves, especially as he's got the blue now, you need to have Rookie respond, and that's when Xiye can start to roam around the map, try and find these picks, and draw out these teleports from the IG side.
Yeah, I like the drawing out teleports, especially because Ekko in a side lane with the Lich Bane. You have to pay that respect. TheShy goes up now, actually walks over vision, so LGD know the Ornn was pathing. Xiye can back away and just essentially reset for this next dragon.
The great news for IG, though, is that with Baolan on this Tahm Kench, it becomes a little bit easier to deal with any sort of picks that are coming through, because ideally LGD would love to have it like a Solar Flare come in, get on towards Puff or Rookie, and then try and burst them out before TheShy can TP in, but it becomes a lot more difficult to do if Baolan is in the vicinity.
You see what I see? Ning is waiting. For a blind man, he's very perceptive. But that's what they say, your other senses heighten. You start becoming very aware, and he can hear LGD, the footsteps approaching as they group up in this choke. Mark first with parallel convergence backline, solo play, they want to start fighting. Ning walking away, they're in a choke. That stun from Xiye was beautiful! And now with the teleports in, LGD don't care. They're getting a 3-man knockup on TheShy, but I think it could be near dead until Rookie steps in with Scatter the Weak. The unleashed power still waiting to be used. LGD walk forward and Baolan suffers at the wrath. No one died because Xiye angled it so nicely.
Xiye played that so well, and throughout playoffs, it has been Xiye, the standout performer on LGD, and with Worlds on the line, Xiye standing up again.
And here we go, straight to Baron with Baolan and only Rookie. He teleports up to the top side. Rookie still has ulti, he uses it over the wall, tries to kill Peanut, but he's healed up and that redemption coming in will help a little bit as well. Peanut walks on out and now continues the Baron.
Peanut has no smite though.
But look, over the wall, Xiye has walked on in with the flash. Rookie comes in once again. One more auto needed. Langx survives though. Parallel convergence dodged away from, and Rookie is trying to do the do-si-do with his toesy toes. As LGD pick up the Baron anyway. Rookie may survive, but LGD have the game.
The fact that LGD managed to get away from that with no one going down is incredible. Langx needing to go over the wall because Peanut had no smite meant that they've had to push Rookie back in case some sort of steal came through. They do manage to get the Baron though. IG pick up the consolation prize in Dragon, but LGD can now start whacking away at these outer towers.
Xiye is showing up to this series, man. It's great because we have 2 great mid laners and both of them playing out of their mind. A 3-man stun in the end, and Rookie has to flash.
And from this, LGD just tear them apart. And even when TheShy does come in, he does a fantastic job here. Damage across the board, it's alongside Rookie as well. And it actually does look a little bit dicey again. Solo laners from IG stepping up, but just not quite enough.
If Puff was alive, right? You know, maybe that Jhin test or a couple more health bars.
Even a dancing grenade.
You know, Rookie, yeah, that's right. Rookie got the Scatter of the Week, that was nice, but Invictus Gaming lacked the rest of their damage, and LGD got away into the Baron and now have a very significant lead in this game. Mark is angling to try and get somewhere in the mid lane or even this bottom lane. They're grouping up. Do they know Rookie's there? Well, now they do, especially with the phase dive coming in once again. Mark predicts where he's going, and Rookie's dead for 45.
And this is what I wanted to see out of Mark. We've been so critical of him and his engages throughout the split, but Mark getting that flash into the Solar Flare allows Xiye to tear down this bottom side. Now the rest of LGD can group mid, and with this numbers advantage, keep IG here and allow Xiye to do work boss.
I feel like this is the first time in the LPL we've seen this Ekko matchup look so favored towards him, even though we talk about how it works realistically. And more on that in a second. LGD want to fight once again. TheShy takes half health, and the one thing is right now, Xiye can half health the Ornn without MR because of how fed he is.
And this is the thing. This isn't like it's any mid laner. It's Xiye outperforming against Rookie. Now, obviously, this matchup does favor the Ekko as you get past that level 6, but Xiye has been doing an exceptional job of setting himself up for success. 14 stacks on that Magi Soul Stealer as well now. He is off to the races and does not want to stop.
And that third item's coming in fast with the needlessly large rod. It is needless because he already does enough damage, but it is going to be more explosive. And again, for someone like TheShy, he cannot really run into an Ekko. Not that Xiye is going to be anywhere near him anyway. The gold difference on your screen highlighted. 2,500 at least. We go past that because the observer's like, we don't have time. We're setting up for another fight.
Now, we have to look at the items that have been completed for IG, though. That Molten Edge finished for the Jhin is actually going to be quite a lot of damage added to Puff's inventory. So if Puff is able to stay safe in the back line, and we don't have these fantastic engages from Xiye that just one-shot the AD carry, there is an opportunity for IG in these fights. Now we're seeing those late-game items come through.
Scared though because of how big the front line is in Langx. He's got his Randuin's Omen. But importantly as well, Mark with the Stone Plate and the Zeke's Convergence. Also note that Kramer with the Death Stance is now going towards Immortal, so... Or at least, you know, the Armor Pen item. Rabadon's just picked up from Xiye though. And that's even bigger news, so...
That's the thing, though, with Langxing's build, he actually has no MR in his kit. So the likes of Rookie will be able to do a lot of damage to him as well, alongside the Shy's abilities too. So you do need to be quite careful with Langxing about who you actually end up engaging into, because just a combo between both the solo laners from IG can get that bear out of the way, and then you've got a very vulnerable backline behind him.
But the cool thing is, in the position LGD are in, I mean, all Langxing has to do is ult the turret, run forward, and the rest of LGD will do the work. And especially if he can continue disrupting like he's been doing and heading up the charges of these fights. Note that it is an 8k gold lead just about here at 30 minutes, and we are setting up for another one. I mentioned before the fight will be coming soon. About 1:20 until LGD have another opportunity at getting this Cloud Soul. But also importantly, the Baron timing works out really nicely to be right after it.
And I don't think we're going to see IG try and contest for this Dragon as well. The Cloud Soul is nice for LGD, especially for Xiye, as he'll be able to get that ultimate up so damn often. But honestly, IG, it's not worth risking your life and the game right now to stop this soul going over.
Dagda, do you mind if I have a word? Just
okay,
over here,
okay,
a second over here.
Yeah.
The problem is,
okay,
it's not about logic, it's about IG. And IG, it doesn't matter what comp, they're going to fight. They're going to fight. Okay, we'll go back to the cast.
I should have checked my notes.
Just look. All right, let me lead the charge. Been here before, seen this show. You know, I
it
was
just
there
says
last
IG
year.
fighting in massive words. I don't know how I missed it, to be honest.
You know, it's.
That's why their hashtag is Go Invictus. They actually couldn't have IG fighting in it because it just triggers the team.
Yeah, Go Invictus also triggers them because they're like, we go anyway. What's the point? Folks, we are heading up for that Dragon. 20 seconds. I could be wrong. IG maybe thinking a little bit differently. At least Xiye spotted in the top side. Could change that, but both these laners have teleporters. Ning is up here too. And IG, the rest of them are moving towards the bottom lane. Baolan sitting in base waiting for the Abyssal Voyage. He's going to walk straight on in as Peanut onto Rookie. And LGD now getting position over this Dragon.
IG trying to get control back, though. River is completely... Oh, hang on, TheShy.
And he takes a lot of damage, even from Kramer, who arcane shifts forward. Now TheShy, that 0 and 10 buff incoming, I think, Dagda. Kramer's just solo killed him.
However, that does give IG the opportunity to get on towards this Dragon. They do steal it away with the man advantage, but LGD are on the hunt.
I mean, they could try and end things here. They've got a pushing top wave, and now they're going to fight as the parallel convergence in the back end. This is not good for IG, though, as everyone jumps on in. That diving shows the speciality. Xiye gets kicked away. Meanwhile, Rookie's dealing with the bear and his honey, and Kramer's just ending the game. But I think the fight's done anyway, and LGD destroy IG again.
Expectations be damned. LGD looking clean in game number 1. Early game snowball into that mid to late game shot calling, and Kramer will close this one out.
The organization, the players, sick of not making it to Worlds. They want to go back to the stage, and game 1 is the path of recovery to breaking that curse. LGD Death Timers, you can see, well, talking about IG here, that IG are coming back up. But it won't matter. They'll walk forward. They'll hit that bare nexus. 2 more games to go for LGD to return to that stage.
LGD looking so good in game number 1. In particular, the mid lane matchup that we highlighted, Xiye versus Rookie. It's Xiye on this Ekko, who's looking so superior to his opponent.
And it's crazy because I think Rookie had such a good game as well. But Xiye just that much better. Xiye that much more impactful. The parallel convergence setups, that W into the back line of IG, there was nothing they could do. And, you know, game one for Invictus Gaming, need I say more? TheShy 0-6 in the end. And it's only when he has 20 deaths or more in a series that he'll start ramping up. And Langx solo killing was a good sign for the top lane battle at the very least.
I mean, across the board, the battle was going in favor of LGD. We didn't really see IG able to use the bot lane pressure that we were talking about. Peanut able to exploit the matchup between Langx, even having Mark roam up to get that ball rolling for Xiye. It really just felt like LGD were able to control a lot of this early game and set themselves up for success.
I mean, Kramer, the quiet achiever, while Xiye is doing so much work. But in the back of these fights, really lining up. Peanut had a very good time.
Solo killed TheShy.
Yeah, well, hang on, you know. I suppose,
a
lot of people
okay.
have done that. That's the problem, Dagda. It's not really a compliment anymore, is it? I just love the damage graph on Rookie is so high and the rest of the team behind. Puff had a decent game, I will say. He was a Jhin. He was a facilitator for someone like Rookie. And in some of those fights really started getting some of his damage output there. But you're right. You know, LGD found that 2-item window you were talking about and snowballed the rest of the game so easily with these fights we saw.
And it's kind of nuts to me that we saw, I mean, 2 of those solo lanes going over in towards like LGD favorite matchups when they were on blue side. Yep. I mean, red side, you would assume we would have saw a couple of those counter picks come through, but the Syndra locked in early for Rookie. You see Xiye go towards the Ekko, and that early lock-in of the Ornn just spelled disaster.
TheShy's not allowed counter picks anymore. No. We know he's not. He's put on Ornn duty for a reason. He's in timeout. TheShy is in timeout. What is the thing, sir?
I was going to say, like, he ended up with counter pick a lot during the regular split. I mean, most of them were going to Rookie. He had like a 60% counter pick rate, but either way, still getting one lane that's going in your favor would have been a lot better. And then even playing through the bot side of the map, which was that lane where you had success, it felt a bit strange for me from my Jhin not being able to use Ning to play around that bot side.
Yeah, because I think Ning had a very good time in the early game. Like, he was very decisive. He was, what's the word? Actionable. Yeah. Proactive is the word. There we go. English first language, by the way. So Ning had a very proactive early game, but Peanut farming up, as we see on the Graves, gets in these fights and pretty much destroys it from there. I think for LGD, this is a great start. This is so much better than what we saw against Suning, and it's exciting because for Invictus Gaming, they showed a couple of cards as well. So, you know, saying 3-2 in this series feels really nice when we see what both teams put up against. But LGD with a great start. And this is important because LGD against Suning did not look like a team that could make Worlds. This does.
It felt like LGD got so much of what they prioritized, how they played the game.
Was that right?
Strong jungler for Peanut. Fantastic. Now we can play through Langx, who's in a winning matchup in the top lane. Great. Xiye on this massive carry in the mid lane as well, where he's even managed to get a counter pick. And Kramer's on a late game carry. Like, this just feels like exactly how LGD play, especially unlucky Mark as well.
They got what they wanted. Doesn't have to be the TF or the Nidalee. I will say, though, for TheShy in the top lane, the gate number 1, Inting, has opened. All right? And like Might Guy, there's 7 more gates to go. This time around, maybe only 5. So we'll see if he can get to the gate of death eventually. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a break. When we return, see what happens with IG and LGD in the final spot for Worlds.